What's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMGWTFLOLFTWBRB, and welcome to Suprcoker Sunday. If you are unfamiliar with the Suprcoker Sunday series, it is one of the 2 days out of the week that I choose to play really any game that I want, such as the ongoing series we've been doing for a little while now, the Injustice God Among Us playthroughs. Now, I know I've been a little slacking on this, and which is why I made sure I uploaded an Injustice this week, even though it's a bit late, and I didn't upload an Ultimate Marvel, because I'm trying to catch up on those two, and I decided that I'll upload Injustice this week, that way next week I can upload both Marvel and Injustice, so I do apologize for taking a little time on these. I know this is something that you nerds and geeks I think would like to see. I know it's something I want to do on my channel, so I know I've been slacking on it, and yeah. Last time, though, we did do one of these. We played as the evil villain, Killer Frost, so going in the order of heroes and villains. I will be playing as the Green Lantern, more specifically, Hal Jordan's Green Lantern. And before I go off on giving the information like I like to do in these playthroughs, real quick, I want to talk more about the Ultimate Injustice Edition or something. I'm not sure if it's released on 360, so if it is released on a 360, I will be getting it. If not, I'll just probably die the downloadable content on honestly, because I do plan on I want to do Zatanna. That's the main reason why I want it, just because Zatanna, who's one of my top 5 favorite superheroes slash heroines. But there's other characters in there too I would like to play as. But anyway, we're going off too far here. A reoccurring thing I like to do in these arcade playthroughs is actually give you information on the character I will be playing as. So since this week we're playing as the Green Lantern, I have decided to give you information on only Hal Jordan. I could have given you information on Kyle Rayner and John Stewart, but we're not playing as John Stewart, nor are we playing as Kyle Rayner, or are we playing as Kilowog or any of the others. We're playing as Hal Jordan, so that's the character I will be giving you guys information on. So Harold Hal Jordan is a DC Comics superhero known as Green Lantern, the first human shown to join the Green Lantern Corps and a founding member of the Justice League of America. Jordan is the second DC Comics character to adopt the Green Lantern moniker. Jordan was created in the Silver Age of comic books by John Broome and Gil Kane, and made his first appearance in Showcase number 22 in October of 1959 to replace the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott, from the Golden Age of comic books. In 1994, the story Emerald Twilight saw Hal Jordan turn into the supervillain Parallax. Later in Zero Hour miniseries, he attempts cosmic genocide. He was replaced by Kyle Rayner as the new Green Lantern for the modern age of comic books. In 1996 crossover story The Final Night, he attempted to return to his heroic roots by dying to save the Earth, and later returned as a spirit of redemption in the persona of the Spectre. Hal Jordan was resurrected in the 2004 miniseries Green Lantern Rebirth, which revealed that Parallax was actually an alien parasitic entity. Sorry, I'm having a problem pronouncing this word for some reason. That influenced his prior villainy. He subsequently returned to the Green Lantern Corps and became the protagonist of the subsequent volumes of Green Lantern. Hal Jordan was ranked 7th on IGN's Top 100 Comic Book Characters in 2011. As Green Lantern, Jordan is semi-invulnerable, capable of projecting hard light constructions, flight, and utilizing various other abilities through his power ring, which are only limited by his imagination and willpower. Jordan as a Green Lantern has exceptional willpower. As Parallax, Hal was one of the most powerful beings in all of DC Universe. In addition to his normal Green Lantern powers, he was able to manipulate and reconfigure time-space to his will, manipulate reality at a larger scale, had vast superhuman strength, which he demonstrated by being able to knock out Superman with one punch, a higher sense of awareness and enhanced durability. As Parallax, he still was able to be harmed nearly just as easily as a normal Green Lantern, but seemed to be able to endure more physical punishment. While Hal Jordan was Parallax, he was never defeated by a physical force. All of his very few defeats were of a changed mental state during or after the battle, which was usually the result of dealing with his own conscience, and he would just give up, leave the battle, and hide himself. I didn't really gather that much information now that I look at him, but that was just, basic information there. Next up, I'm going to be going over some of his more cinematography, I guess would be the word I'm looking for, appearances. So Howard Murphy, this is all live action stuff from what I listed on. Howard Murphy played Green Lantern in the live action Legends of the Superheroes TV specials in 1997. The role of Sinestro, which we're not talking about him, but I put it on here anyway. The role of Sinestro was played by comedian Charlie Callas. The unsuccessful 1997 pilot for live-action Justice League of American television series included Matthew Settle as Guy Gardner, although the pilot's Green Lantern uses only the name and costume of the comic book Gardner. Alan Scott briefly appears in the Smallville episodes Absolute Justice, which featured the Justice Society of America. He's a superhero in the 1970s and a CEO of an unnamed broadcasting company, who was arrested for fraud by the government in a mission to take down the Justice Society of America. He, like the others, tried to take blame for all the crimes, though he and the rest were never convicted. As the law was now aware of his superhero identity, Scott retired from his rogues. In 2010, Clark Kent and Chloe Sullivan find an old black book and white footage of Alan. His power ring is visible on his left hand, along with his criminal record. Very little is said about him other than that he is still alive and is a CEO of a broadcasting company. But it was confirmed that he was still alive by Stargirl and hinted that he had children. His power ring and lantern battery are later shown in a display case at the JSA Brownstone, as well as his portrait in the JSA painting. Alan Scott is played by Doug Pinton. Alan Scott was actually the original Green Lantern, as I said prior. Green Lantern, the movie now is what we're talking about. The Green Lantern movie received mainly negative reviews from critics. The film has a 26% approval rating on the review aggregator website's Rotten Tomatoes, based on 227 reviews with an average rating of 4.6 out of 10, and the conscious being noisy, overproduced, and thinly written. Green Lantern squanders an impressive budget and decades of comics mythology. Another review aggregator, Metritic, which assigns a weighted average score out of 1 to 100 reviews from film critics, calculated the average rating score of 39 based on 39 reviews. Justin Chang of Variety gave Green Lantern a negative review, stating, "Martin Campbell's visual lavish sci-fi adventure is highly unstable alloy of the serious, the goofy, and the downright derided." Manola Dargis of New York Times said Green Lantern is bad. This, despite Ryan Reynolds' dazzling dentistry, hard-body physique, and earnest efforts in the support of fire performers like Peter Sarsgaard, Mark Strong, and Angelique Bisset, Christy Lemire of the Associated Press called it a joyless amalgamation. I can never pronounce this damn word. Amalgamation. I'm sorry. I always have problems with that word. Of expository dialogue and special effects that aren't especially special. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times had mixed feelings, stating Green Lantern does not intend to be plausible. It intends to be a sound and light show, assaulting the audience with sensational special effects. If that's what you want, that's what you get. British newspaper The Telegraph named The Green Lantern one of the 10 worst films of 2011. Conversely, Todd McCarthy, the Hollywood Reporter, gave it a positive review, saying the film serves all the requisite elements with enough self-deprecating humor to suggest it doesn't take itself too seriously. Reviewer Leonard Maltin felt the film offers a dazzling array of visual effects, a likable hero, a beautiful leading lady, a colorful villain, and a good backstory. It also doesn't take itself too seriously. Kenneth Turin of the Los Angeles Times said, "More science fiction soap opera than superhero epic. It works and fits and starts as its desperate parts go in and out of effectiveness. But the professionalism of the product make it watchable in the comic book kind of way." And just to add to that, Ryan Reynolds is a huge actor in the world, in my opinion. Played Hal Jordan / Green Lantern. Now, before I go on, and this is one of the reasons why I didn't give much information on the Green Lantern, is I actually wanted to talk about this film, Green Lantern. Now, a lot of people gave this a negative review. You know, a lot of people, didn't like it and were just saying like, "Oh, it was horrible." I'm not one of those people. Even though I will admit I don't feel the Green Lantern was an amazing film, far from it, but I do feel it was an okay film for his first movie, or live action movie I should say, ever. The Green Lantern, in my opinion, was not a bad movie, and like I said, even though I don't agree it's the best movie ever, and I can see why people have its gripe against it, I don't consider it a bad movie at all. In fact, I think it's one of the better movies. But then again, this is coming from a guy who also thinks that Daredevil is a good movie, and that's another movie that a lot of people don't like that I don't understand. But I do feel that Green Lantern was not as bad as a movie as a lot of people say, because I thought it was well done. Apparently it wasn't. And yeah. I'm going to take a drink real quick. And then let's continue on about the Green Lantern movie. Ryan Reynolds, in my opinion, was an alright selection for the Green Lantern. It wasn't a bad choice, but at the same time I could see there being better choices for him. But he played his role well, and I feel the movie described the character. It gave a good backstory. It stayed true to what it is. Even though I will say I'm a little confused right now about Green Lantern now that I think about it. Earlier we said that we learned, or at least I said, that Green Lantern was the first human to be accepted in the Green Lantern Corps. What about the one before him? Kyle, I think his name was? Let me go up real quick and look. Alan Scott, excuse me, Alan Scott. Yeah, what about him? Wasn't he's a human, obviously? How come he's not considered the first ever Green Lantern or human to be inducted into the Green Lantern? I don't know. I'm not going to get too involved in that because now I'm just confusing myself. But if one of you guys can answer that, if one of you are a Green Lantern fanboy, please let me know. Let me know if Hal Jordan really is the first human to be in a Green Lantern, because I don't understand how the one before him's not considered that. Either way, let's not talk too much on that one. I am just saying, I felt the movie was okay. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's excellent. I think it did its job. Anyway, now we're going to be going over to people who have done his voice in such like animated things like television shows, video games, so on and so forth. So, for TV, the Green Lantern's first appearance was in AQUAMAN in 1968. He was voiced by Gerald Moore. He then appeared in the Super Friends Hour in 1980, Super Friends The Lost Episodes in 1983, The Legendary Superpowers Show in 1984, and Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians in 1985. And out of all those shows, he was voiced by Michael Rye. And then this one I thought was a bit funny, but it makes sense to me because Warner Brothers is partnered up with DC. The Green Lantern appeared in Duck Dodgers in 2003, which is actually it's a show about Daffy Duck, who's a superhero now. And here's another thing that's kind of funny. He was voiced by Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is I don't want to say he's a famous director because I don't think he's a huge name. At least I don't think so. But he's made some really good movies. He's very famous for Jay and Silent Bob. He made the Clerks movies. Dogma. He's made some really funny movies, and as I said prior, he's known for his Jay and Silent Bob. He's actually Silent Bob. But Kevin Smith actually voiced Green Lantern in Duck Dodgers, and I think it's funny that Silent Bob voiced Green Lantern. I just think that's kind of funny. Anyway, in Justice League Unlimited in 2004, Adam Baldwin did the voice. In The Batman in 2004, Demont Molinari. In Batman Brave and the Bold in 2008, Lauren Lester was the voice of the Green Lantern. Superman Red Sun in 2009, Kirk Thornton was the voice. DC's Super Friends in 2010, Grant Moinger. And Young Justice in 2010, the website that I use actually did not have a list for the Green Lantern's voice, and that kind of surprises me because Young Justice is actually a newer show, and I'm surprised that they didn't have the list of the voice actors, so I could not find the voice for Green Lantern in Young Justice, so my apologies. In the Green Lantern animated series in 2012, Josh Keaton does the voice, and in the Robot Chicken DC Comics special, Nathan Fillion does the voice. Now we're going to be going over to animated movies, but actually, never mind. I was about to say before we start, I want to announce that I did lose to Captain Marvel here, or Shazam is what his name is, but that would be a lie. I did not lose to Marvel. Maybe I did. I didn't cut anything out, but I'm almost positive I didn't. But if I did, we'll see it because I didn't cut that one out. I kind of think I did. Anyway, let's just move on. So next up, we're going to be going over animated movies, and the Green Lantern has appeared in Justice League: The New Frontier in 2008 and was voiced by David, now my apologies for pronouncing this guy's last name, but David Boreanaz. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but that's how it's going to be said. He was in Green Lantern First Flight in 2009 and was voiced by Christopher Melanie. Justice League Crisis on 2 Earth in 2010, and he was voiced by Nolan North. Now, this is something that kind of makes me smile / giggle here, is that the fact that Deadpool, who is a huge Marvel Comics hero, actually not really a hero, more like a... Oh, I paused. I thought I was about to drop frames. I totally forgot about that. My apologies, nerds and geeks. I thought I was about to drop some like massive amount of frames. So anyway, yeah, Deadpool, who's a huge Marvel Comics, I guess anti-hero would be the word. He's actually voiced by Nolan North also, and you know, Nolan North has voiced a lot of people. He's the voice of Nathan Drake from Uncharted. But what makes me laugh here is that not only is Nolan North the voice of Deadpool, but Ryan Reynolds, who played the Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern movie, has also played Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine. And now, to me, I just thought that was kind of funny because it seems like two of the same people, both Nolan North and Ryan Reynolds, have played the same hero. And I don't know, I think that's funny, and it kind of makes me laugh a little bit. So I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that. That's kind of a little weird coincidence, but that's actually the only time Nolan North has ever voiced Green Lantern, even though he's like considered the main voice for Deadpool nowadays. Anyway, though, Green Lantern also appeared in Green Lantern Emerald Knights in 2011, Justice League Doom in 2012, and Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox in 2013, and once again was voiced by Nathan Fillion. He appeared in Justice League War in 2014 and was voiced by Justin Kirk. And the Green Lantern will appear in the Lego movie, which is set to release in 2014. And I want to mention that I'm extremely excited about this movie. I think it looks adorable, and I can't wait for it to come out. But he will be voiced by Jonah Hill. If you don't know who Jonah Hill is, and I don't know why, but Jonah Hill is the fat guy from Superbad, and he's been in a lot more movies. So, yeah. Hold on, I want to answer this text message real quick. Anyway, though, let's move on real quick before I go on to talk about the video games voices for Green Lantern. I want to mention, in this fight, I know for a fact I did lose to the Flash once. I lost to the Flash only one time, and he was a dick in that fight. Next up, though, we're going to be going over the video games that Hal Jordan has appeared in. So he has appeared in Justice League Heroes in 2006 and was voiced by John Rubinow. He was in Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe in 2009 and was voiced by Josh Phillips. Batman the Brave and the Bold, the video game in 2010, was voiced by Lauren Lester. DC Universe Online in 2011, voiced by Aaron Mace. Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters in 2011 and was voiced by Ryan Reynolds. I assume that is the game that is based off the movie. And he appeared in, Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes in 2012 and was voiced by Cam Clark, and of course Injustice God Among Us in 2013 and is voiced by Adam Baldwin. That's actually the last time, or right now at least, that Green Lantern has appeared in a video game. So we'll see where it goes next. But that's actually all the information I copied down for you guys to talk about the Green Lantern. So real quick before I go on to talk about what I want to talk about next, I want to mention that I also lost to Sinestro, Green Lantern's main villain, once. He messed my day up. It was pretty embarrassing, nerds and geeks. I don't think I really got any shot in on him, really. I think literally I hit him like twice. But anyway, what I want to talk about now is my opinion on Green Lantern, the character, and his appearance in this video game. So first we'll talk about his appearance in this video game, since I don't really have much to say about that. In my opinion, it would have been really foolish for NetherRealm Studios to not include Green Lantern in this series. In my opinion, he's the third most well-known DC hero at this moment. I guess Wonder Woman could be considered one of them, but I feel it goes Batman, Superman, and then the Green Lantern, and maybe Wonder Woman. But he's really popular in the DC universe, and like I said, I think it would have been a huge mistake. And may I add to something though, he is way better than he was in Mortal Kombat versus DC universe. I couldn't stand playing as the Green Lantern in that game, MK versus DC. I don't know about anybody else, but I felt like he was one of the worst characters in that game. And in this one, he's quickly turned to one of the best characters in the game. Like, Green Lantern, if any of you know, like, play online. I don't play online, unfortunately, but I've seen online videos. But he, from what I've seen, is a huge dick to face. So there's that with the Green Lantern. He is apparently really good in this game, and I mean, I'm not even that good at this game, as you guys already can see. I'm not that good, but I feel like I do pretty damn well with the Green Lantern for a character I don't even really play. And I really only use two of his special moves, the missiles and the pick you up and slam you down the ground. But my opinion on the Green Lantern as a character and all is, you know, I really like him. Green Lantern, I always have liked the Green Lantern. He's always been an interesting character to me, that he's not really a hero. It's really the ring that's the hero, if you think about it. The ring is what gives him all his powers. So I specifically really like Hal Jordan out of all of them, though. I don't really like Kyle. I'm not really a big fan of John Stewart. So I like the original. Well, he's not really the original, but I like Hal Jordan more. Real quick before I keep going on about this, I lost to Superman twice in this battle. God, I hate fighting Superman. But I like Green Lantern. He's one of my favorite heroes. If I had to list my top 10, he would definitely be in it, because he's not my top 5. If I were to list my top 5, it would go Gambit, Nightwing, Captain America, and then I would probably say, I want to say Moon Knight, but I really don't know Moon Knight that well. Like, I only really like the way he looks. So maybe Green Lantern would be 5, because Satana's my 4th. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to think about that. And I know, blasphemy, Deadpool's not on my list, but I'm not really a huge Deadpool fan. So, but we're not talking about Deadpool. We're talking about Green Lantern, and I really like him. I like his personality. I like that, you know, like, there's more than one of those rings. Like, you know, they have so many different colors, like Sinestro's yellow, and I believe there's a black ring that represents chaos, I want to say. That they all represent some different kind of emotional thing, like the Green Lantern's is will. I like the Green Lantern. What can I say? He's a cool guy. He's got a cool power, a good phrase. What is it? In darkest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. I don't know the entire thing, as blasphemous as it sounds. I just remember, beware of Green Lantern's light or something. It's a nice phrase. I like the Green Lantern. I like his way he gets his power. Maybe it's not for some people, but in my opinion, it's more realistic than, you know, somehow Batman being able to take on somebody, or an alien that gets his power from the sun. I mean, Green Lantern's neat. He's kind of like a normal hero with just a ring. Take that, Superman.
Mere days after returning to his Earth, Green Lantern, in an event mirroring his ascension to the core, witnessed the crash landing of an alien ship. Investigating the wreckage, he encountered the pilot, who claimed to be Abin Sur. But this Abin Sur wore no power ring, and referred to him in halting breaths as the Almighty One. Green Lantern tried to convince the alien of their past, that Abin Sur had named Hal Jordan his successor as the Green Lantern of Sector 2814. but the alien died from his wounds before Lantern could learn more of him. Lantern left immediately for Oa. The Guardians were his only hope of solving this mystery.
So that was Green Lantern's ending, and may I add that that one is so confusing. I don't even understand it, to be honest with you. I have no idea what happened. It's basically just a repeat of how he got his powers, and to me, it's one of the dumbest endings so far that I've seen in this game. I mean, I liked Killer Frost's where she becomes like a total bitch. She becomes the Ice Queen practically. I liked Raven's where it had to do with her father. I liked Deathstroke's where he became like the #1 assassin. I like Batman's. I don't like Green Lantern's. In my opinion, it's kind of dumb. Either way, though, that is his ending. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do hope you guys have enjoyed this playthrough of his arcade mode. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, a like, and please subscribe if you have not already. And as always, my name has been OMGWTFLOLFTWBRB. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, Facebook and Twitter to gain up more likes and views, I guess would be the word, so we can help this channel grow. And as always, you nerds and geeks have yourselves a wonderful day.